Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the test server on the free-to-play account, and we are looking at the Abyssal Expedition. That is right, guys. The Abyssal Expedition is going to open in roughly 21 hours. There's a very amazing starter's guide that I'm going to go over and review today from Argonox. Argonox is actually one of the mods within our Discord channel. But Vault of Time, guys, is very time consuming if you're putting effort into it to really maximize what you're going to get out of here. Because if you have players within here that are inactive, it can be very detrimental to the Vault of Time if you're not working as a team, guys. This is a massive cohesive unit that you have to come in here. And the more that you go through here with a game plan of how you're going to do this, it makes it super easy to get through. If this is the first time at the Vault of Time, you'll definitely see from the starter guide there is a lot to it, and some of it you won't understand until we actually get into it. For some of the veterans of the Vault of Time, you will know what the Abyssal Expedition is about and be ready to hop right in. So let's take a look at the guide. All right, guys, so I dropped the camera out of here because this guide is massive. You can see when you start the Abyssal Expedition, you can actually slot in 2 teams, which is present right here on the left. Slotting your Ainz comp. So when you first start within the Abyssal Expedition, you can only have, you don't have any relics. So when you start, you do not have any relics. So definitely setting a few teams here to go ahead and burn through the stamina. That way, once you burn through this actual first team, you can drop out the original team. So once I go through this first starting stamina, once all of it is utilized, I can go ahead and drop out this team to place another team in there to go ahead and start building them with the relics. You want to push as far as you can when you start, guys. The more tiles you can take, the more places you can own will increase the essence gain, which is going to result ultimately in having more and more of the relics and being able to get them. Now, he talks pretty in depth about resetting the tree. This is only if you are looking to really maximize the damage in there. And if you are going for, let's say, the top 100 guilds, resetting the tree can be very expensive because right after the Abyssal Expedition ends, you do have to reslot the tree again or redo the tree again. You can see kind of the breakpoints that he did within here, and also focusing on the max on the tree, because when you're starting in here, you're going to be running Ainz. Now, when you start in here, there are a couple variations, a couple different builds that you can do. Now, there's really 3, in my opinion, that are really effective. One is, of course, the Ranger tree. They do have dodge. It is super imperative. Building out the Ranger tree is probably the easiest way to go through the Abyssal Expedition. Second easiest one is either going to be Warrior or it is going to be running the Mage tree. Big thing with the Mage tree, of course, is you do have some survivability issues as you start pushing forward, even with having relics between. It's a little bit tougher to get through with the Mage tree, which we've seen before. But looking at the heroes that we've had drop recently, we have a ton of mages that have added, including, we have Scarlet that is coming. A lot of heroes have actually picked up and have been added to the Abyssal Expedition in that Mage tree, which is the reason it could be a little bit different around this one. And every time we play the Abyssal Expedition, it does change just a little bit. Use your best built variation. So if I have a lot of Ranger heroes versus a lot of Mage heroes, might want to go Ranger similar to Warrior or Mage. So looking down here, guys, empty tiles, very easy to capture. Only use 1 hero or 2. At the beginning, you'll probably have to use 2. The reason for this is you're going to be burning through a lot of your stamina if you're starting in the Abyssal Expedition. If you're lower level, so remember, all of your heroes are at level 240. For every 10 levels above 240, you do gain another level within the Abyssal Expedition. So if you're finding that you're not winning these tiles, you're going to have pretty slow progression through here. Tier 1 settlements, easy to capture. Recommend using 2 or 3 heroes. For weaker players, don't come in here and utilize 5 heroes. You're just going to burn through stamina where you don't need to. Early tier 2, tier 3, definitely a little bit harder to capture. Use the manual mode. And the big point of this, guys, is within the manual mode, if you are losing heroes, you want to try to score 3 stars in every battle that you fight, which is exactly what you're looking to do. If you can score the 3 stars, you actually get 6 of the 12 stamina you used, which means that you are saving a lot of stamina. And again, you have to be a pretty high level to take some of these right at the beginning. Tier 4 settlements, very hard to capture, impossible for anyone below level 500. You also need very well invested tree and engraving heroes in the comp. Most of the time, if you go into a settlement and the settlement is red, it's going to be super difficult to take that settlement, guys. It is very, very tough to take a red settlement. Most of the time, you're going to burn through your heroes really quick until you get relics to actually stack behind them. Now, step 2, unslotting and reslotting Ainz. So again, guys, you're going to drop out this very first slot here, which was the heroes we originally put in that Argonax actually placed right here. We burned through all 80 of their stamina. We're dropping these heroes out and putting them into the second slot, which is a very good strategy because, again, with the early point of the Abyssal Expedition, you are not going to have relics in here to really utilize. So you are basically just hinging on the team that you have because, again, you do not have any relics behind them. So the power and the synergy that this team brings is really strong. We've seen similar synergy with the Daemon comp. A lot of people have run Daemon with Ainz and it's worked pretty well. But I love this combination because you have crowd control, you have damage mitigation. You also do have, of course, Arthur in here for mitigation, Albedo for the attack boost, and Ainz for the super boost in there, guys. So this is part 1 of it. Let's go ahead and take a look at part 2. All right, so continuing with the guide, before handling the initial Ainz comp, it's also essential to be effective as humanly possible with the hourly essence. That is taking as many encampments as you can right off of the bat. Step 3, slot your celerity heroes. Once you've used Ainz comp, slot celerity heroes in the remaining 5 slots. The heroes you will slot strongly depend on your hero roster. So this is slotting the celerity heroes. So again, this is based on celerity heroes is the ranger tree. So making sure that you're utilizing those celerity heroes. So in here, guys, he did go with the rangers. Again, rangers within the Abyssal Expedition have traditionally always been the most powerful heroes, just for the fact that they do have the innate dodge in there, which gives them a little bit of a survivability. Plus they have some big attack boosts within there. So right there, guys, you're slotting in your celerity heroes. And now is when you're going to start utilizing relics. So every single relic that you're going to buy, every single essence you have, you are going to invest into the celerity heroes to go ahead and build those up. And you're going to use some of the most powerful heroes, as you can see right here within AFK Arena. A lot of those, or some of these you don't really see very much. But within the Abyssal Expedition, for specific reasons, they are super strong, such as right here with Cecilia, running Theowen, super strong. Nakaruru in here, super strong as well. Even though these heroes do not get much use within metacomps, some PvP, but in here, guys, when you stack relics behind them, they are super, super strong. Soul Relic heroes, you are looking for Ulna or you are looking for Albedo, depending who you're using. Because if you're running Albedo, let's say you're running Joker, let's say you're running Nakaruru, you're running Pop, these heroes are going to benefit absolutely phenomenal with the attack boost and the defensive boost that Albedo is going to bring. If you're running other heroes, Ulna will definitely fill the place within there. So once we got all of those, step 4, unslotting the Ainz comp. After you've reached celerity 2.2, unslot your Ainz slot and slot in 3 heroes from the suggested list. Now, 2 big heroes right here that you're looking. Boom. Dres, guys, is a super self-sufficient hero, which will absolutely dominate Abyssal Expedition. He has actually dominated every Abyssal Expedition for the last like 2 or 3 that I have seen. Same with Silas. Silas brings an incredible amount of the mitigation, also brings a significant amount of healing, but he also brings in the 20% attack boost. When you stack the attack boost behind heroes that are stacked with relics, it is just absolutely crazy. So you can see here, he actually slotted out the entire Ainz team, dropped in these 3 heroes, including Theowen, but we have our 2 kind of flex heroes right here, and then they slotted these. And as you see here, do not use these. We will be using just 8 slots for the sake of pathing. The rest of the heroes are meant for the final boss. Stacking stamina on your boss killing comp is exactly what you're looking to do to maximize your damage in here. And as you can see, guys, resetting the tree, once you've unslotted Ainz, reset the tree to the maximum efficiency, which is this ranger tree. Now, again, this is a very expensive way to do this, to really maximize the tree. If you're not running, again, probably in the top 100, I'd probably say the top 100 guilds within the Abyssal Expedition, it is really, really expensive to go this method. If you're just a casual player, if you're honorable, just kind of the RNG, and you are not a guild that is hardcore pushing the Abyssal Expedition, I would just leave out the part of resetting the tree, because again, it is going to be very expensive. Now, early essence guide, this is what you're looking to. Always get 3 stars, because again, you get a 50% refund on the stamina that you're using in there. Don't use the 4 times speed. Use 1 or 2. End a battle if you seem you're losing it. You do not want to lose a battle, guys. If you lose a battle, you lose all that stamina. Remember, resets do take 1. That is right, guys. Even if you do have to reset a battle, you only use 1, which if you can get 3 stars, changing up your comp a little bit, you'll actually yield 5 additional mana back or stamina back out of that battle. Don't try to take tier 4s unless you're 500 plus within the resonating crystal and high-end tree. This, again, you'll start in there and you will see that these tier 4s are red off of the bat. Very, very tough. There we go. Always cultivate your settlements, even the first tier 1. So when you join, you do have 1 single settlement you can cultivate, which gives you, I believe, a 20% bonus if I remember correctly. Night within 4 hours of reset. Baron 9 hours after reset, so once you first join. And Viscount to get our soul fragment in there 20 hours after reset. So if you can make it to Viscount within the first day, you are doing absolutely phenomenal within the Abyssal Expedition. And guys, that'll do it for this guide. I absolutely love the visual effects that we have in here. Big shout out to Argonox, guys. Again, he is a mod within my Discord server. Absolutely love the starting strategies for the Abyssal Expedition. If it doesn't make a lot of sense, it's because you're relatively new to this. But once it opens up, you will see that there is, a lot that really comes to light once you join in here. So guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.